What's up, YouTube family? I'm back with another video. As you can see, I've changed my aesthetic a little bit. I turned my camera sideways and I displayed one of my most prized possessions, a part of it, which is my book collection. This ain't all of them, but it's part of it. YouTube family. As you can tell by the title, this video is kind of self-explanatory. We not family, we are just related. Now, there's a dynamic inside of our families that we don't talk about a lot. Even though we're kind of getting to that subject now of our family are not really family anymore. Our families have been decimated, separated, and the actual love inside of our families has disappeared to a degree. I'm gonna use myself as an example. You know, I'm gonna carry my cross and sacrifice myself and let my truth be told. You think I wasn't gonna tell my truth or my story? Shit, I am. But I'm gonna tell you when I started to notice my family began to fall apart. And as I talk to a lot of people, I understand they have a similar story. When grandma died, Big Mama, Mud Deer, and in my case, Mama Dorothy. When Mama Dorothy left here, it exposed a lot of hidden emotions amongst my family. Everybody has an entitlement to something. Everybody feels they have an entitlement when somebody dies. That in itself, I've been saying it for a long time. We begin to lose our stronghold inside of the family when people started to worry about what somebody's gonna leave them more than what they're gonna leave somebody else. They're worried about what they can inherit far more than what they're gonna leave for their heirs. What I mean by that? Grandma, granddaddy died, people start to go and look and try to see what they can get. What's due to them, what's owed to them. And when somebody feels like they don't get what they feel they should get, man, it's F my brother, it's F my sister, it's F the niece, it's F everybody. I'm mad at the whole family because I don't think I got what I should have gotten. Not what am I gonna leave somebody because I'm out here building up my legacy. I just wanna get something off somebody else's legacy. You may be due to inheritance, but that dynamic of grandma dying, who was the glue, the grand matriarch of the family, that right there caused the division inside of my family, and I'm sure many others. During the holidays, everybody going to grandma's house. Even if grandma is with grandpa, they not saying we're going to granddaddy's house. We're going to grandma's house. The grandmother has always been the center of the family. And once my generation of grandmothers started to get out of here, the division and the separation just grew bigger and bigger. It talks about in the Bible how families will betray you, family members. We know the story of Cain and Abel, the story of betrayal between the brothers. We know Joseph was betrayed by his brothers. We know God asked his prophets to sacrifice his children. We know that the Bible speaks about there'll be a time when fathers and their children will be pitted apart. So this is nothing new. But I am in the mindset now and have made my evaluation and I'm sharp enough to understand some of what's going on. Especially me saying we just related. We just share a bloodline. The family that I have now is the family that I make. We don't have to be blood related to be family. We don't have to have a 20, 30-year history for you to be my family. I can meet you in 2023 and we can be as tight as anybody in my bloodline. Because how you treat somebody, how you expect people to treat you, your actions, the position of your heart posture inside of relationships, to me, determines who you are inside of our relationship. If you are not treating me as an asset, as someone who is valuable in your life, if there is no sense of reciprocity, we not family. I'm like I said, I'm 45. I'm not in a stage of life to where I want to play make-believe. I don't want to act as if everything is all good when it's not. I got family members, I'm talking about from my mother's brothers to my own siblings, that there is no relationship. Now, one thing I will say is, what God can do, God can restore anything. So I'm not writing anybody off, but I'm speaking about right now, these relationships are broken. And I don't have a desire to mend them, because once I have gotten to a place to where I realize my family was not acting like family, I understood that I don't need you. Once I realized I'm not going to allow anybody to treat me any kind of way, I'm not going to see that it's a problem always and I'm the one trying to go fix it when I didn't create the problem. And once I try to go fix the problem again, another problem arises out of it. I stopped doing that. It's people in my family, we don't communicate until it's a funeral. Is that really my family? Because we don't communicate or check on each other? No. We don't have to be in constant or even consistent communication to be family. But the communication, the relationship we have, it does have to be based on love. It does have to be a reciprocal relationship. It can never be one way, and I'm gonna be okay with it. I've done that already, and it never worked out in my favor. And if you know me personally, you know where I'm at in life and what I have been, what my challenges are. That's for a whole nother video. But like I said in the last video, I got to a place of rock bottom to where I didn't have anybody to reach out for any assistance in my family. Everybody had their own thing going on. And even I'm the youngest sibling. This is a whole nother issue I've learned. I'm the youngest sibling. I got two on my mother's side and my father, but I'm specifically talking about my mother's side. I'm the youngest son of 3 brothers. My older 2 brothers are 13, 14 years older than me. We have different fathers. And I'm trying to realize, what is it about me that they just didn't like? They just didn't cut for me for really forever. And it's similar to the story in the Bible of Joseph and his older brothers. Jealousy. This is what I've learned in my age now. Not so much so of just me, but the situation and the healing that wasn't had between these 2 boys. Because I understand now, they feel like my life was a little better than theirs. My childhood was a little better than theirs. Without understanding, hey man, I didn't get the same mama you got. Y'all got the mother that was 21 years old raising 2 sons. I got the mother that was 35 years old raising one son. Whatever she was doing at 21 to 30, whenever y'all were growing up, by the time I got here at 35, she had put her childish things away and was able to raise me in a whole different generation than you fellas may have been raised. So this created a jealousy. Mama got a whole new man now. She done had a whole new baby with a whole new man under a whole new time period. So when she's dating my father, I'm sure my brothers was like, man, we got to go over here because she going with Frank now. She done left, she ain't messing with our daddy. She over here with Frank and Jason now, which created some kind of resentment, not only towards me, but towards my mother as well, now that she's in her elder years. And I'm like, damn, why am I the only one who's concerned? Why am I the only one who's active in mother's well-being? Shit, you take care of her. You the baby, you got everything. You had the best childhood, you got everything. This is an unhealed trauma. I'm 45 now. My 17-year-old daughter, she seen way more than my 10-year-old daughter. She didn't get the same rearing. She got something similar, but because it's an age gap, she's seen a different side of her father that my 10-year-old won't see. The same way now, if I have a child, this child is gonna get the absolute best version of me because I'm not doing what I did when I was in my 20s, having my first daughter. I'm definitely not doing what I was in my 30s when I had my second child. I'm a whole different man than I was in 2023 than I am now. So I'm not the same person. I'm not the same father. I'm not the same man. So it's going to be a whole new experience. And I don't think that we lay that down and explain that and teach that as adults, as parents, we are growing. We should be growing. We shouldn't be doing the same thing we were doing 10 years ago. And so a lot of our children and a lot of our siblings, a lot of our old people, they still feel jealousy and envy and resentment from their childhood. Childhood trauma has not been dealt with. Why do we act a certain way? Why do we feel forever tied in to bloodline? You can't get away from bloodline. But if you are acting and treating me a certain kind of way because of how you feel, just because we're family, you think you can get away with it, you got your damn mind. You got your mind. So I have just came to the realization that I don't need nobody in my life that's not treating me the way I know I should be treated. And it didn't really I didn't really get to this stage until, like I said, I hit rock bottom. I didn't have no family, nobody to reach out to. The only entity I had to reach out to was God. And in me reaching out to God, I found out, damn, in order to be true to God, the first thing you have to be true to is yourself. You can't have feelings of worry, of incompletion, of situations to where you just not being fulfilled in your own spirit because you're giving of yourself before you're giving to yourself. You trying to please everybody. You're allowing people who might be older, they may have known you your whole life, to dictate your life. And that's not being true to yourself. And ultimately, you're not being true to the Creator. You're too worried about outside influences, how somebody else is going to think about you, how somebody else is going to treat you, instead of how you look in the light and in the eyes of God and in the eyes in that mirror. So once I realized, damn, man, I'm not being as true to myself as I think I am, I completely made the distinction between who is my family and who I'm just related to. And now I treat you and handle you accordingly. There's no need for us to fake and shake. If you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. I fuck with you the same way you mess with me. However, if you're not, like I say, I keep saying, if you're not showing the reciprocity of love, I don't want nothing to do with you. I want little contact. I want little communication as possible. We don't have to communicate again in life. That's totally okay with me. I understand, like I say, God can mend and heal and create and make bonds be bonded again. But if God doesn't say so, I'm not trying to force nothing. So I just learned within the last 2-3 years, man, I've really been saying it for a while, but now, I'm sticking to my guns. Just because we're related don't make us family. And along those same lines, just because we're associates, that doesn't make us friends. Hope y'all have a good day. I'm out.